Hey there gamer guys and gals, I'm Richie and you're watching IG Critic. 2017 looks set to be one of the most exciting years for the MMO genre, with a bunch of new worlds and a multitude of magical locations to engross ourselves in. We hope you've got a couple of 100 hours going spare, because here come IG Critic's top 10 most anticipated MMOs releasing in 2017. Number 10, Dual Universe. Hoping to take the concept of in-depth space simulation to the next level, at least until Star Citizen finally arrives, Dual Universe kicks off in a big fashion, taking place within a single, continuous, undivided universe. Imagine an amalgamation of No Man's Sky and Minecraft. This space game is actively planning to let players edit and shape the gaming world around them, letting you craft and build, well, anything. From weapons, ships, heck, you can even build a city while you're at it. But will this upcoming 2017 title be able to pull it off? We'll find out during its alpha release. Number 9, Pariah Chronicles Online. A must-play for manga and anime enthusiasts who wish to share their over-the-top experiences in a beautifully cel-shaded world that personifies anime art in motion. It feels like Studio Ghibli and Final Fantasy had a baby, and it's a really cute one. Taking place in a hyper-stylized and vibrant setting, you have full character customization. The battle system centers around fundamental RPG elements, weapons, magic, even critter companions, so fans of all things cute and fuzzy will feel right at home as community actions will be able to reshape and transform the world around them. It's so diverse with its assorted humans, animal people, creatures, folklore, and the best jackets anime can offer. Number 8, Moonlight Blade. It's not every day that an experience presents you with an opportunity and ability to ram around a near-authentic time period. When I imagine the reality of ancient China, this is what I expect. Thanks to Moonlight Blade, history is virtualized. Generic title aside, the game was originally revealed way back in 2012, but has since come a long way with an authentic oriental aesthetic conceived for crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Combat is carried out with an effortless grace, and developers have incorporated all the traditional life skills of the period. Samurai swordplay, water running, leaping off a mountain, gliding through the air and landing with the grace of a gazelle. Warning, do not try and jump off a mountain without the proper training. No good can come from that. Trust me, some seriously bad times. You could learn all about history from books and Wikipedia, but when an MMO looks as good as this, why would you want to? At number 7, Dark and Light. If you thought that Final Fantasy XV was impressive, prepare to be blown away by the fact that Dark and Light, the upcoming MMO from Snail Games, looks on track to be rebooted in 2017 after a staggering 12 years in development. This title involves dragon dueling, dragon hunting, dragon riding, there's a strong emphasis on dragons, as well as the giant behemoths and beasts that can be tamed and mounted. The MMO game toots a huge world of 25,000 square miles to explore and roam around in, an immense RPG open world sandbox, plenty of space to build that dream fortress. There is safety in sunlight, but find cover when night falls, for there is danger in the dark. Number 6, Shadowgun Legends. A first-person MMO shooter that's actually coming to Android and iOS devices. But wait, don't be frightened, Shadowgun Legends is actually the sequel to the original award-winning Shadowgun, this time tasking players to track down and eradicate hostile races from the galaxy with over 1 million other players. Describing itself as the first mobile persistent world shooter, there looks to be no shortage of things to do with this FPS MMO having hundreds of missions and quests to overcome. Set in the year 2380, humanity has colonized most of the galaxy and any problems remaining can be resolved either by kicking or shooting them. Prepare to do a bit of both, because in this game you're gonna face titanic tons of titanium trouble. better to bash that big bot back with a barrage of ballistics and beams before barricading the battalions of bionic beasts bent on battering all bipeds into badgering bewilderment. Alliteration aside, it looks pretty cool, but not as cool as this next one. Number 5, Twilight Spirits. If you were to mash the Matrix within the Chinese setting of the action movies that inspired it together, we're pretty confident that Twilight Spirits would be the result. Combining a fun bullet time mechanic, which we hope will be incredibly addictive, with cinematic quality visuals, Twilight Spirits looks to be more than just your standard hack and slash game. How could it be when it oozes so much character and style? Not to mention sword swinging, gunslinging, brawling, and dual wielding. This will be the very first game to make use of what's known as the Nirvana engine, so graphically everything looks set to function smoothly as you try to dominate as many dungeon bosses as possible. Number 4, Worlds Adrift. A procedurally generated MMO open world in which players will be able to sail to any floating island they can set their sights on. The physics-based gameplay is fleshed out with some hook-tastic swinging, custom-built airships from harvested resources, and gliding apparatus to surf the skyways as you venture from place to place. How you construct your vessel will affect its maneuverability. Lots of engines will give you speed, but will burn through fuel like nobody's business. The funnest part is that you can create your own island for players to explore, whether it's a towering sanctuary or a whimsical wonder. Giving players the reins to create their own gaming experiences for themselves and others is a huge theme this year. But for our top 3, there's a tighter focus on PvP and PvE, with our favourite fantasy elements thrown in: mighty magic and really big swords. Number 3, Lost Ark. Lost Ark is an upcoming action-adventure which intends to let players roam the world freely in any one of 18 generously distinct character classes. Spellbinding sorceresses, sharpshooters, beast tamers, mech riders, battle mage, brawlers, to name but a few. There'll be plenty of lands to discover and islands to explore, with a series of dungeons to raid with friends that Lost Ark is hoping evokes a uniquely cinematic feel. If the jaw-dropping graphics don't leave you stunned, the sheer amount of stuff to do certainly will. Chaos reigns as demons swarm the land, and the only thing that can stop them is the legendary power of the Lost Ark, an artifact missing in myth. Scour luscious landscapes of whimsical proportions, repel demonic hordes using some very big swords. I've seen some big blades in my time, but that thing is huge! Demons beware. Number 2, Bless Online. A fantastical photorealistic game that places a lot of emphasis on story and character as well as gameplay. Bless Online is one of the most attractive games we've seen running on the Unreal 3 engine, which will hopefully keep us coming back for more. With 8 classes and 10 races to choose from, you will have to keep your wits about you in battle. The MMO game has already enjoyed a successful closed beta, with just a few tweaks left to be made. So we won't have long to wait before finally engrossing ourselves into the decade-long feud between 2 ancient factions. Number 1, Destiny 2. Bungie is at last bringing its sci-fi space opera shooter franchise to the PC this year, as well as adding a bucket load more content that looks to build on the foundations we are already familiar with. Expect new, bigger planets, housing more raids with strikes and takedowns to master. But perhaps the most important development, we may get a few more cutscenes this time round to help flesh out and further solidify the world of Destiny into our minds and hearts. You can bet that the shooting mechanics will feel tighter than ever, so ready up Guardian, because the Crucible will return with a vengeance. Whether it's the thrill of sharing an MMO world with others amidst an epic and overarching storyline, or simply the feeling of grinding up your own custom character to be the very best, MMOs never fail to impress with their in-depth battle and customization options. But what games are you currently grinding? Which ones on this list are you hyped for the most? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoy this video please give us a thumbs up, subscribe and treat yourself to more of our content here on YouTube and on igcritic.com. I'm Richie, thanks for watching, stay magic and see you next time. For barricading back the battalions of bionic beasts. Better to bust? No. Better to bash that big bot back with a barrage of